This video deals with functions in PHP. See, we already have seen many built-in functions which support strings, arrays, integers, etc. We can write our own user-defined functions also in PHP. Function is quite similar to the function concept which we already have learned in JavaScript or any other programming languages. It's a block of statements that is used repeatedly in a program. It is executed by a function call. Similar to other programming, the keyword is function and the function name can start with a letter or underscore. Parameters can be added to function if required. This is the general form of a PHP function definition. The keyword function, then name of the function, parameters if there can be added within brackets. If there is no parameters, you can just open and close the braces. Then start the block of code by using curly braces. Inside this, you can write your function statements. So here I am just writing an output statement using echo example function, and if you have any return value, you can just use return statement to return the value. Just for illustration purpose, I have added it here. And you can, the placement of function definition is irrelevant. You can use functions anywhere in the PHP part, and functions cannot be redefined. Once defined, the same function cannot be redefined. Definitions can be nested also, but you have to handle the complexity of that. And function names are also not case sensitive. The sum and sum are same. So name of function is not case sensitive, but variable names are case sensitive. Here is an example of a function. So I have a in the PHP script, I have written a function write message. It will be just writing hello world. This is how you call a function. Just write the function name with the brackets, and if you have parameters, you have to include it here and end it with a semicolon. This is the function call. So this statement will cause the this execution to move to this function statement, and one by one the function statements will be executed, and here is the output. Hello world will be displayed in your browser. Here is another function example. So here I have a parameter fname, and this will be executed, and the output will be the fname which is passed as parameter. So I am making two function calls here, one with Dalton and one with Henry. So the output will be, so fname John. So first output will be Dalton John and second will be Henry John. So in this case, the Dalton will be passed as fname, and that fname will be printed, and this will be the output. This is how a flow of function is maintained. Return statement, as I said before, it is used to specify the value that is to be returned to the caller. Function execution ends either with a return statement or with the last statement, and if you close the curly braces, then the control return backs to the caller, and if no return statement is there, no value is returned. Here is a function to find the sum of two numbers. So this is a PHP script for that. In this, I have written a function find sum. I have two parameters, f number and s number, first and second number. So $sum is equal to f number plus s number. Here the sum of first number and second number is equal to sum. So here I am returning the statement. So this return value is obtained in this particular variable. So variable name equal to find sum of 10 and 20. So the sum of 10 and 20 is equal to 30. That will be returned to the variable, and that variable will be printed over here. This is how the return value is sent back to the caller function. Moving on to the parameters, we are already familiar with actual parameters and formal parameters. The parameters that are used in the function call are known as actual parameters, and the parameters which we use in the function definition are known as formal parameters. So in this case, this 10 and 20 are the actual parameters. F number and S number are the formal parameters. One peculiarity with PHP functions is that the number of actual parameters in a call need not match that of formal parameters. Usually in C and all, we have learned that if we miss any parameters in the function call, suppose a function has two parameters in its definition, and if we try to make a call with one single parameter, it will be throwing an error. So in this case, PHP is a runtime interpreted language, and there is no requirement that number of actual parameters match the formal parameters. If the actual parameters is less than the number of parameters declared in the function, then the remaining variables will be unbound variables. Of course, the result will not be as you expected, but it will not be an error at all. Then if there are more number of parameters in the function call than the actual parameters in the function definition, then the excess parameters will be ignored. We will see an example. And the default, we also have already learned pass by value and pass by reference mechanism. Pass by value is directly passing the value to the function. Pass by reference is by passing the address of the value, so that the changes will be made directly at the variable location itself. So moving on to the pass by value mechanism, this direct values will be passed to the function call, and these are copied to the memory locations of the corresponding formal parameters. The values of the formal parameters are never copied back to the caller. So passing by value just implements one-way communication. We are just passing the value there. Some calculations happen, it will return value, but no change will be affected at the actual memory location. This is an example of pass by value. The sum example which we saw just before, that is also an example of pass by value. So here is a function, max absolute value. First number and second number are passed. So first is equal to absolute of first and second is equal to absolute of second. And if first is greater than or equal to second, return the first value, else return second value. So this is just returning the maximum absolute value from two particular values. So here the values are passed by using pass by value mechanism, and this no change is made at the actual locations of this variables. Sometimes a function can return more than value, as we have just seen, that is purely based on conditional statements. And one way to provide two-way communication is to pass the address of the actual variable. So there will be whatever things you want to send from the call, that will be passed over to the function, and whatever change you make at the function, that will be reflected at the original variable locations. So that is a two-way communication between the function caller function and the called function. So the changes will be made at the actual parameter itself. Such a mechanism is known as pass by reference mechanism. So there is one way to send the pass by reference variables, that is by using ampersand. As we know, and indicates the address or reference to the variable. So just before the variable names, add an ampersand symbol and pass it. Then that will be a pass by reference function call. One change here also is we can either add the ampersand symbol at the formal parameter or actual parameter. Normally we make AND symbol at the call location, that means the actual parameter, but here we can make it a reference by adding AND symbol at the formal parameter or the actual parameter in the case of PHP. This is an example. So here is a function find max. So I have three parameters here. the first parameter, as you can see here, it is starting with an and symbol, ampersand symbol followed by $max, that is a variable name. So this is a pass by reference variable. Whatever you change you make to this $max will be reflected at the caller location also. So this is the $max variable. So before this calling the function, it will not be having any value because I have not given any value over here. On calling the find max function, by comparison, it will be saving the value here 10 and 20. So the max value will be 20. So that value will be saved by using this function, and that it is not returning any values to the caller function. So then also this max will be saved with the value 20, and you can access it here, directly access it here, because the change is made in the reference of max, that is the actual location of max variable. So after value will be 20. So this is an example of pass by reference mechanism. So instead you can make an ampersand here also. Instead of this you can do it here also. That also will be valid. So here at the actual parameter side or at the formal parameter side you can add the ampersand symbol. Moving on to the scope of variable. Normally the scope of variable in a function is local. If we declare some variables inside a function, that will be available only within the function block, and we can have global declaration also if we want to access the variable outside the function also. And such a variable, global variable, should be always expected to be defined outside the function. Then another new thing which we can do in PHP is having default parameter values. So this is an example of that. We will see with the help of this example. I have a function set height, and in just at the definition of this function itself, I am adding certain values to the parameter. So you can see here, normally we just give the variable name only, but here you can see we have assigned a value equal to 20. So min length equal to 20 and min height is equal to 50. So here we have by default assigned two values to the two parameters. The advantage of using this is we can have, here is the function call. We are calling this function in three different ways. First one is just by using two values. So in this case, this default value will be overridden, and min length will be 350 and max height is equal to 250. So length is equal to 350 and height is equal to 250 in this case. So it has overridden the default values. Suppose if I call the function with a single parameter, as you have seen here, 250, that is only value given. So this will be overwriting the first parameter, and the second parameter I have not given any value here. So this default value 50 will be taken. So you can see the output here, 250 and 50 are the values displayed. Suppose if I call the function without any parameters, both the parameters will be taken as the default values, and you can see the output here. The first parameter gets the value 20 and second parameter gets the value 50. So this is how you give default parameter values. Lifetime of variables. Default lifetime of local variables is from the starting of its first use till the function execution terminates. A function variable will exist only till the closing braces are encountered, or a return statement till the function execution terminates. But if you declare it as static local variables, that lifetime begins when the variable is first used in the first execution till the script execution ends. That means when the browser is closed. So static variables has a lifetime till the end of that particular session. That means till we close that browser and exit from this. So this is done with the help of a static keyword, and it is only assigned with the value first time of its declaration. We'll see an example. So here is a function do this, and it has a static variable, static $count is equal to 0. So in the lifetime of this particular script, this as the variable count is declared as static, it will be initialized only once. And every time it is called again, this initialization will not happen, only the increment part happen. So I'm calling this function 4 times. During the first call, what happens is it will be initialized, the count will be initialized with the value 0 and count plus plus happens. So when you try to display this count here, it will be displaying a value 1. So it will be initialized with 0 and an increment is performed, so value will be 1. Normally if it is suppose that it is not having a static keyword here, then the second call will again produce the value 1, because the count will be again initialized to 0 and it will be incremented again, the output will be 1. But as this function, the count contains a static keyword, this initialization happens only once in the lifetime of that entire script. So the second function call will not execute this statement. It will directly increment the value. That is why the output is 2 here. Again, a third call will again increment the value. Now the value is 3. And the fourth call will again increment the value. And now the value is 4. This is how you use a static variable and its lifetime. So comparing the lifetime of a local variable and static variable, local variable lifetime is only till the function execution ends. So next time when you call the function, again it will be initialized and again it will be used as such. But as in case of static variables, the initialization happens only once and the lifetime of the variable is till the end of that particular session, till we close the browser. Hope it is clear. Here is an example of printing the factorials of the numbers starting from 1 to 10, and it is expected to be printed in a tabular format with headings, number and its factorial, and it requires that the factorial should be returned from a function. So we'll go forward how to do file. So you start with an HTML part. All these things will be copied to the file. So we have to print the output in a table. So start a table tag. Then the first row to write the heading also should be written. So tr, then in th you have to write the headings, number and factorial. Now in the PHP script part, so start the PHP script delimiter. You have to write a function with the function keyword, and name of the function is find factorial, and I am passing the number for which you have to find the factorial. And here is the code to find the factorial. We are initializing a value, fact value to 1, and the count is maintained as 1. I am just using while loop. You can use any looping and any logic to find the factorial. I am just finding the factorial. Fact is equal to fact star count, and I am incrementing the count value till the n. So now I am returning the fact value because it is specifically required that the function should return the value. Now we will see how will you write the remaining part of the table rows. Starting from 1 to 10 you have to write the table rows. So use any loop to control this. Then $f is equal to find factorial of number. So first it will be passing 1. F will get the value of the 1 factorial. Then again it will be getting the value 2, and F will contain the factorial value of 2. So one by one inside the loop itself we have to print it in rows. So start with a table row, table data, the number and the factorial corresponding to that number. We'll see the execution of this. So here is my function, factorial function. Just clicking it, I'll get the output like this, 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Here is how you execute a function and return the value. So that's all about functions in PHP.